Managing medications for ADHD. Right now, nearly 18 million Americans taking prescription stimulants like Adderall are dealing with a shortage.
Here with advice, Dr. Scott Hadlin, Chief of Adolescent Medicine at Mass General Brigham for Children. Always great to have you, Dr. Hadlin.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Dr. Hadlin, the first time we heard about this national shortage, it was actually 4 years ago, and back in 2022, we all kind of thought it was just one of those things coming out of the pandemic. Do you think the situation is better, worse, or has it just kind of stayed the same?
Yeah, kind of staying the same, and I think it really depends on which medication we're talking about. So many viewers will have heard of Adderall, but there are others like Ritalin, and then Vyvanse, Concerta, Focalin, and each of these different medications has had different shortages at different times. And in general, what we have found, though, is that medications that are the long-acting formulations, the one where you take one dose in the morning and it kind of lasts you throughout the day, have been in shorter supply, and then higher doses have also been in shorter supply. We know that there's just a real kind of supply-demand mismatch here. The federal government has actually increased their quotas that they're allowing manufacturers to produce, so that should hopefully make things better in the time to come. But, you know, we know that many people take these medications, and often there's a run on these medications at certain times of the year, right? So, you know, at the end of the summer, in the lead up to school starting up again, I know that a lot of families struggle to find medication. So if I had one piece of advice for viewers, I would say, you know, if you have a child on ADHD medication, try to get that prescription refilled, you know, a few weeks before the end of the summer. Don't wait till the last minute.
Middle of July.
Right. Yeah, good advice. Okay, so you've prescribed Adderall and these types of drugs to patients. Why does it work so well? Why is this important?
Yeah, I mean, it's exceptionally life-altering for many families and for many young people. And what these medications are doing, you know, ADHD is a syndrome that really has difficulties with concentration, with focus. You know, young people will be distractible or impulsive, and that's just really difficult in the classroom and sort of gets in the way of them learning. These medications are addressing those symptoms and making it so that young people are better able to focus. Of course, medications are just half of it, right? We really want to make sure that we're doing behavioral supports as well for families. So we encourage families to talk to teachers and make sure that, you know, their child is sitting in the correct place in the classroom, not at the back, you know, closer to the front, that distractions are placed off to the side, like cell phones and things like that, that they're sitting around people that aren't distracting to them. So it's really this combination of medications plus behavioral support.
So you gave the good advice about trying to find the prescription, the Adderall prescription, earlier in the summer, ahead of the back-to-school rush. But if parents can't find it, what should they do? Yeah,
this is really tricky, because what happens to a lot of families is, you know, I as the pediatrician will send the prescription to the pharmacy, and then the family will get a message from the pharmacy saying, hey, you know, we don't have your medication in stock, we'll get it and we'll get back to you. And these are often bland sort of text messages that go to families, and I really recommend if you get one of these messages, call and speak to a pharmacist to find out what is going on, because sometimes that message means, hey, we're out of stock today, but we got a shipment arriving tomorrow. Sometimes that means, like, actually we're in the middle of a massive shortage nationwide, you're not going to be able to get this medication anytime in the next few weeks, and a pharmacist can kind of shed a little bit of light on that for you.
And just real quickly while we have you, is some better than none? Like if you can get a smaller dosage, is that better?
Yeah, I think often this is what families will do, is they'll get sort of a 2-week supply if that's all that the pharmacy has, and that can be really helpful to sort of stave off in the meantime while you maybe go talk to your pediatrician to figure out a different strategy or another medication that might be available.
Okay, Dr. Hadlin, as always, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.